In many cultures around the world, the full moon in the month of June symbolizes the energy of showing admiration and love for your partner. It is where the term honeymoon comes from, and it is a beautiful time for us to navigate our relationships. What you need to know is that the full moon in Capricorn happening on June 21st is going to be highlighting and illuminating our emotional intelligence, our ability to empathize and connect with the people around us, and to ultimately have more compassion for the people we're in relationship with. Welcome back, Astro family, to another full moon video. Absolutely insane how fast time is flying by. The cosmic weather has been so busy. So we're navigating today the first of two full moons in the zodiac energy of Capricorn. We'll break it all down today, of course, from the lens I like to use called relational astrology, which ultimately is from the perspective of understanding the current cosmic weather so that you can have the best relationships possible in all areas of your life. Now, this full moon specifically, being the first of two, is going to help us navigate what relationships specifically we want to carry for the long term, that we want to invest in, that we want to commit to. And maybe it needs some restructuring, and maybe it needs some more heart-centered empathy, but we'll talk about why that is and how we can use the energy at the first full moon in Capricorn and then ultimately get to the culmination point, or the point maybe of letting go, when we get to the second full moon in Capricorn happening on July 21st next month, and why we call that a blue moon. Now, when we get to my favorite part of my new and full moon videos, what I like to call my 5 fun facts, which is where I break down what makes this specific new moon or full moon unique to 2024, we're going to dive into why the full moon in the month of June actually is related to the term honeymoon. Do you know where that term comes from? Well, we'll break that down in just a moment. Also, don't forget, at the end of my videos, I give you rituals and activities that you can do around the time of this lunation to work with and maximize this energy. And of course, like I always do, we're going to go through your rising sign forecast, breaking down specifically what relationships in your life may need some structuring, commitment, and discipline from you in order to hold on to them for the long haul. So lots to discuss in today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of our Astro family. If you're new here, hit subscribe, join the Astro family. We have a lot of fun over here where we navigate the current cosmic weather to help you have better relationships, which I believe is one of the most important things in our life, yet it tends to be the most challenging. So let's talk about this full moon in Capricorn. First of all, let's break down the basics. If you have your 2024 Astrology Alchemy Journal, you're going to open up to page 43. That is our full moon in Capricorn page. You can take some notes on here. Don't forget to fill out your journal prompts. And of course, we have the crystals, the herbs, and the chakra that you can work with around this time. And also, you want to go ahead and grab your birth chart to see if you have any planets at the specific degree points that are being impacted during this full moon, so you can follow along with your own chart. The first thing you want to look at as we dive into the basics is, where is the sun? Where is the moon? And at what time is this going to be exact? Well, the sun will be at 1 degrees of Cancer, freshly into the Cancer sun season, and the moon directly opposite at 1 degrees of Capricorn. So check both of those areas in your birth chart. It is happening at 9:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so go ahead and adjust that for your time zone. That is where the moon will be at its peak, at its full illumination. But remember, when it comes to full and new moons, you can feel this energy for 3 days before, up to 3 days after. So you still have time to do your new or full moon ritual if you don't get it done exactly on June 21st. So let's break down the overview, the energy that we're moving into this full moon in Capricorn with, and highlighting and zooming out before we get more into the specifics. So one thing that we need to understand about a full moon in Capricorn is that, of course, it's ruled by Saturn. And Saturn as an energy feels very paternal, very much taking responsibility, being mature, having structure, being committed. I always say Saturn is that energy of like, did you do your homework? Did you do your homework? Are you doing what you need to do to stay on track with your long-term goals and your long-term vision? And so when the full moon in Capricorn comes around, it's really highlighting and illuminating this Capricorn energy and the energy of the landlord Saturn to look at our lives and saying, where am I off track? Where am I not having daily habits and rituals that are getting me to where I want to go? Where have I maybe fallen way off the wagon in some of the things that I need to be more committed to? And the sun in the zodiac energy of Cancer, we are newly in Cancer sun season, is a time for us to pay attention to, as the sun heats up, the Cancer energy within all of us. which is our emotions, our intuition, our ability to empathize and have compassion and have feelings. And so the full moon in Capricorn really illuminates this axis of being paternal and being disciplined and being structured, but also balancing that with how we feel and our emotional intelligence. Something I love about this moon is with this axis of Cancer and Capricorn, we have this ability to look at how we feel and say, how much control or discipline do I have over my feelings? That is emotional intelligence. And this is a time for us where really in our relationships, we're being called to implement emotional intelligence with the people around us. They may trigger us. They may not act the way in which we want them to act. They may actually be deterring us off our path, off our goals by being a bad influence or wasting our energy or being wishy-washy or just not being supportive of our dreams, of our visions. And we have to have emotional intelligence. We may love them. We may care about them. We may feel bad for them. We may have these emotions that tie us to them. But this is a full moon of illuminating that and saying, hey, I need to have emotional intelligence here right now. My emotions need to be in a space where I can care for them, but also care about myself and my own dreams and my own goals and put that as a priority. This is a big energy that we are learning to navigate at this first full moon in Capricorn, because the second one is going to show us where we need to let go, where we need to release, where we are not having the support of the people in our life to get to where we want to go. So this energy can feel very serious, right? Saturn is cold. Saturn can be harsh. He's blunt. He's like, you know what? This is what you got to do. It's black or white, in or out. Here's the rules. Here's the structure. And the moon deals a lot with our emotions. And so right now we might have to put some boundaries in place. We may have to structure some things and be a little bit more serious, because ultimately we're trying to build something stronger, right? We're getting this highlight, this vision of what's off track so that we can anchor in to a better foundation, right? With cement and concrete instead of dirt and pebbles. And that allows us to formulate the life plan that we need to get to where we want to go. This full moon in Capricorn is a beautiful energy to work with, where you're not going to let your emotions of the day or your emotions of the moment knock you off the vision. So for example, you've had a really hard day and so much stress, and you haven't worked on your emotional intelligence, and you come home from work and you just grab that bottle of wine. Even though you've been on a diet, you've been doing really well, you have this, goal to go 90 days without drinking, and then just like one little thing happens and it riles up your emotions and you fall off the wagon. You fall off your disciplined, committed plan. This is going to be something that highlights where you're doing this and how you can rein it back in and get back on track. And you can create that inner strength and your own tough love dad to continue doing the homework. Now, something to recognize with this energy at the first full moon is Saturn, our landlord, the ruler of this full moon, is in direct motion, but he's gearing up to go retrograde. By the time we get to the second full moon in Capricorn, where he, again, is the landlord, he will be retrograde. So we may have to go back over, and we are in a season of reviewing at that time. We are going to have to learn the lessons. We are going to have to grow up. We're going to have to mature. We're going to have to do the tough thing. So right now at this first full moon, it's going to highlight the tough thing that we need to do. At the second full moon, there's no choice but to do the tough thing. Also, at this full moon, we have no challenging aspects. So this is the message. There is nothing, alarming or uncomfortable or breaking down in a massive way around us. It's very much this energy of being able to start that new path and having motivation again and saying, you know what, I have fallen off track. I'm going to get on it. I'm going to do the hard thing. I'm going to get more disciplined, because it has this beautiful energy in numerology around ones, right? The sun at 1 degree, the moon at 1 degree, 1, 1. It is in a square to Neptune, who is at 29 degrees. 2 plus 9 equals 11, 1, 1. And so 1 symbolizes new beginnings and fresh growth. And so we are getting an opportunity at this first full moon to get back on track, to start that new habit, even though it's hard, because if we don't, and when we get to that second full moon, we're going to have to let some things go. And it's going to be a little bit more challenging with Saturn retrograde. It will also be conjunct Pluto, who will be working his way back into Capricorn. So massive transformation. To break it down in a very simple way, this first full moon in Capricorn, we are checking in with our emotions. We are making decisions, we're taking responsibility, we're being mature. And the second full moon in Capricorn next month, we are going to have to release and let go of some things so that we can get back on track. So let's make the decisions, let's be mature, let's check in with the emotions to get ready to let go of what doesn't serve. And just doing a little bit of an energy highlight again of the Cancer Capricorn axis. When we are dealing with Cancer energy, it's the mother, it's the nurturer, it's the provider, it's the protector. The sun is here. So it's going to highlight our innate instincts to be protective of ourselves, to be protective of our family, to be protective of our relationships. We are going to be in a season of Cancer where we are empathetic and we are in our feelings and we are in our emotions and we are more sensitive and we are feeling all the feels. But this full moon in Capricorn is the paternal energy. It's the one that's like, do the hard things, be mature, be responsible. You can do it. You're stronger than you think you are. Just keep going and persevere. Doesn't matter how you feel. Just do what you need to do anyways, right? Have the rules. So this is really highlighting, again, this access of the maternal and the paternal and finding that balance within so that you can continue moving forward. And because this Capricorn energy really motivates you and helps you get going on things, I'm drinking the Capricorn tea today as I record this video. This blend is formulated to help you move forward in your life. The base blend in this is a green tea because green tea is earthy, it's grounded, it helps you move forward. It's got rosemary in it, which is a beautiful energy of connecting you to the earth itself. And Capricorn as an energy rules the physical part of the body of the skeletal system and our bones because that is our foundation. That is our structure. So we added in some horsetail to this blend because that is such a beautiful, nourishing herb and plant medicine that can re-strengthen the bones and the skeletal system. So drinking the Capricorn tea around this first full moon and the second full moon is going to be very supportive to this energy, helping you align to the cosmos and nourishing the parts of your body that needs to tap into this Capricorn energy. And of course, it tastes delicious. So if you love mint, this is definitely the tea for you. And speaking of things we love, let's get into my favorite part of each video. I love doing my top 5 fun facts where I break down what makes this full moon in Capricorn in 2024 unique. Because of course we have a full moon in Capricorn every single year. So let's get into it. My first fun fact about this full moon in Capricorn is that it happens the day after the summer solstice. The summer solstice was on June 20th. That was the day in the northern hemisphere where we went into the summer season. In the southern hemisphere, we went into the winter season. It is a shifting of energy. I'm in the northern hemisphere, so let's focus on that for just a moment. It is now a point where we have reached the apex of light, the most amount of light that we experience in a day. It is a day of celebration. It is a day of illumination, of feeling vitality, feeling alive, right? With the sun shining its most amount of rays on us. Now here we are, the first day after the summer solstice celebration, walking into this season with a full moon in Capricorn at 1 degree of Capricorn, right? So it's like, hey, this is exciting and we have a lot of light here and we have a lot of vitality. Let's check where we're off track. Let's check where we got to get back on the program that we started 6 months ago at the new moon in Capricorn, which is my second fun fact. Like I mentioned earlier, that we have a lot of ones around this full moon, right? The sun is at 1 degree, the moon is at 1 degree, it's square Neptune at 29, 2 plus 9 equals 11, 1, 1. But the new moon in Capricorn 6 months ago, where we set new intentions, was at the beginning of 2024, and it happened on January 11th. 1, 1, 1, 1. And so this is a beautiful alignment. This is a beautiful 6-month progression of what began for you in January at the beginning of the new year. What new intentions did you set? What goals did you have? What dreams did you want to accomplish? What were you committed to? What were you creating foundations and structure around, specifically in relationships, but definitely in all areas of your life? Because here we are at the full moon in Capricorn, 6 months later, still inundated with the one energy of like, it's not too late to begin. It's not too late to get back on track. You still have an opportunity right now to do the hard thing, to get serious, to check your emotions and get back into the thing that you set the intention around on January 11th. The third fun fact is it is part of a 2-part series. That makes it very unique. It is once in a blue moon, literally, no pun intended, that we have 2 full moons in the same exact zodiac sign. And in the year of 2024, out of all the full moons in every single zodiac sign, we get a double energy in Capricorn. So definitely check the Capricorn area of your birth chart. What area of your life does it rule based on your rising sign? And we'll get more into that in the rising sign breakdown. But that's the area of life that you are getting this extra attention, these double illuminations, this highlighting, this opportunity to adjust and shift and tweak this area of life so that you can make progress, so you can move forward, so you can do hard things around. So the fact that it's a 2-part series for the full moon in Capricorn in 2024 makes it very unique. The fourth fun fact is probably the detail you've been waiting for since my intro. How is the full moon in Capricorn related to the term honeymoon? Let's get into it. So the full moon in the month of June in North America is known traditionally as the strawberry moon because the strawberries grow abundantly in the northern hemisphere around this time of year. In Europe, the full moon in the month of June was known as the mead moon, because mead was given to a newlywed couple the first full moon after their marriage. And mead is traditionally made with honey. And so this mead beverage, this mead spirit, was given to a couple. Traditionally, couples were married in the month of June. They were given this gift of honey at the first full moon of their marriage, and then they would go and consummate their marriage. They would go and try to get pregnant. They would go on their honeymoon. And so the full moon in June in European cultures became the full moon that symbolized the mead moon and therefore was nicknamed the honeymoon. And so I love this fun fact, especially about relationships. Now, they are not the only culture that has a connection to relationships around this full moon in Capricorn. Also, in Indian cultures, it is a celebration at that time for women to adorn and show affection to their romantic partner, to their husbands, during the full moon in the month of June. In the pagan culture, they call the full moon in the month of June the lover's moon, where they do rituals and spells using honey and candles to show affection for their loved ones, become more vulnerable, and share a part of themselves with the people around them. So beautiful energy all around the world when it comes to the June full moon related to the Capricorn full moon in 2024. So I hope you like this fun fact. That's why it's called a honeymoon. And the fifth fun fact of what makes this full moon in the zodiac energy of Capricorn unique to 2024 is the fact at the time of the full moon, we have a Cancer stellium. Meaning the sun is in Cancer, Mercury is in Cancer, and Venus is in Cancer. And they're all very closely conjunct the sun. And this brings in even more energy of our emotions guiding us, our intuition being prominent, our ability to connect with people we love, to look at the things we value. Venus, when it comes to the full moon, that's going to illuminate and highlight those things and saying, hey, am I on track with my money? Am I on track with that material possession, like a car that I want to purchase? Am I on track in my relationships? Are we going to the destination that I would like to go within this relationship? Are the business partners and the collaborators and my clients and people that I'm aligned to that are getting me to my bigger vision and my goals? Or do I need to shift and adjust the way in which I'm connecting with the people around me? So this stellium is very unique to 2024, and it is a big part of the energy we're going to discuss now as we get more into the specifics. So grab your birth chart. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chart of this full moon in Capricorn. Let's go ahead and break it down. The first thing you know what we do is we look for the sun, we look for the moon. Sun at 1 degree of Cancer, moon at 1 degree of Capricorn. Now let's look at the sun. We see Venus at 5 degrees, Mercury at 9 degrees. So check your birth chart. Do you have any planets between 0 degrees of Cancer and about 11 or 12 degrees of Cancer? This is the first half of that energy. So if you have any planets there, they are going to be impacted by this full moon. And the sun conjunct Venus, remember the sun highlights, it illuminates things, and Venus is all the things that we love, our material possessions, our finances, our relationships. This is a beautiful energy for connection, for being more empathetic with people, for being willing to go into tough conversations, Mercury, right? To speak your truth, to express yourself, to share things from your heart without being this dramatic person, right? Emotional intelligence is being open and being vulnerable, but also not being affected by the other person. It's about you staying in your own lane. And so this Sun, Venus, Mercury thing is very supportive for this. And then of course, as we look at the moon, we're looking around 0 to about 3 degrees of Capricorn. Any planets there, it's going to be impacting you more heavily. Now, the moon is in a trine with Mars. And so, as we were discussing earlier, this moon is a time for us to tap into our emotions, find more emotional intelligence, make decisions, and get back on track with the things that we have now fallen off the wagon on. And Mars being in a trine in a supportive energy to the moon is saying, hey, we're going to be motivated. We're going to work towards those things. We have this boost of energy. We have this willpower. We have this drive to get back on track. Mars is in the zodiac energy of Taurus, an earth energy as well. So we have planets in the sky that are giving us the realistic, practical, tangible 3D energy that we need to put our feet on the ground and take step by step to get back on track. Mars in Taurus is willing and motivated to do things that make our life more beautiful and pleasurable. If building that business is going to bring more beauty into your life because you won't have to work 9 to 5 and you get to spend more time with your family, then this is the energy of Mars supporting the moon saying, let's get it back on track. Let's be motivated because this is going to make my life better. If in your partnerships, you're needing to have a tough conversation and you need to go into that conversation with emotional intelligence and just get down to the facts of how things can get better without being a crying, sobbing mess, Mars is going to help you support that because Taurus is about sensuality and connection to the people in our life that we value. So many situations in our life can benefit from this full moon energy and from Mars supporting from the zodiac energy of Taurus. Now, after I like to find the sun and the moon and see what they're up to, we now go to the ruler, the landlord. What is the message of that life coach and how are they guiding us through this energy? Now, where we find Saturn is in the zodiac energy of Pisces. He's at 19 degrees of Pisces. And this is the point where he stops, parks, and is getting ready to go retrograde. And by the time we get to the next full moon, our landlord, Saturn, will be going backwards. Now, Saturn is the disciplinarian. When he is in direct forward motion, he is like, did you do your homework? Are you being responsible? It's where you feel that pressure, that pull from the universe to do the hard things. Whether we do it or not is irrelevant. It's that pressure. When Saturn goes retrograde, he backs off and he's like, I'm not going to ask you if you're going to do your homework. Life can actually start to feel easier because you don't feel the pressure. But that's actually where the test comes in. The lesson has to be learned during a Saturn retrograde. Does Saturn need to force you in life by creating challenges and obstacles and making your life difficult? Or can you step up and be mature and be your own parent and do hard things without needing to be forced by the universe to do them? And so this is that energy. Saturn is about to go retrograde. So do you know the lesson? Do you understand what you need to do at this time to have better relationships, to move forward on your dreams, with your money, with the things you value and prioritize? Because that's being highlighted right now. And you have an opportunity as Saturn is preparing to go retrograde to step into that lesson. Remember, we call Saturn Lord Karma, and when he comes out of retrograde, which will be way down the road in November, he will either reward you or he will punish you based on how well you learned the lesson. And we'll break more of that down in the Saturn retrograde video I'm putting together for you, so make sure you subscribe and come back and listen to that, especially for your rising sign, because Saturn is in Pisces all the way until 2026. So these lessons aren't ending right now. This is a chance to course correct. This is a chance to get back on track. So what is the main theme and the lesson with this energy is Saturn's in Pisces, and that's about having faith and trust, right? It is having faith that you doing the hard work necessary, you being mature, you doing the step-by-step things on a daily basis is going to reap rewards. Even though it's challenging or uncomfortable or things are going to try to knock you off your path, you have faith and you trust in the process. This is such a huge energy around this time. Also, Pisces, I call it the Jesus energy, is about having empathy and compassion. It is about serving others. It's about helping others heal. It's about leaning into unconditional love. We are all in a collective conscious season of learning to tap on our empathy gene and leaning into serving others and assisting others. So if you are in a business or building a business, turn this gene on at this full moon, illuminate that, reach out to your clients, empathize with people that are coming to you with problems. Maybe they don't like your product. Maybe they had a bad service. Maybe they're frustrated with another practitioner and they're coming to you. Turn on your empathy gene, lean into those relationships, find your emotional intelligence. Don't get mad, don't get frustrated, don't get angry, don't get defensive. Allow yourself to connect with them and their problem. Saturn is trying to teach all of us this lesson, and it might be highlighted around the time of this full moon. This is a big way for us to navigate our relationships during this season. And the last thing we're going to address around this full moon is the sun and the moon are in a square to Neptune. And Neptune is our energy of fantasy, of illusion, putting on rose-colored glasses, creating a foggy haze around us not not being able to see things clearly. It could be about escapism, self-sabotage. Neptune just wants to live in the clouds, live in the dreams, fantasy world all day, every day. And so this is an energy where maybe we need to see the best in people. We need to put some rose-colored glasses on and have faith and see the world through a different lens, through a lens of empathy and compassion, right? Pay attention to where it could be working out for you. Where is this taking you, right? We maybe need to get a little delulu at this time to get us back on track. And so, for example, if you are trying to build this business and you've fallen off track because you've let your emotions get the best of you and it's really frustrating, and now at this time you're like, all right, it's been 6 months, like I need to do the damn thing. You may need to get a little delusional and make it fun, right? Neptune wants to have fun, wants to like dream and play in the clouds. So maybe it's like you need to wake up in the morning and motivate yourself and like meditate and journal and like get into a dreamy headspace of like, what is your life going to look like when this thing that you're working on comes to fruition, right? When that Capricorn energy leads to success and achievement. Maybe we need to start thinking about that now so that we're more motivated to go to where we need to go. Also, this is going to bring in a key piece of trusting your intuition, trusting your gut. If you feel like something needs to go, let's get prepared to let it go because it's going at that full moon in Capricorn. Once in a blue moon, we get a chance to double energy, release the things from our life that don't serve us. Neptune in Pisces, especially at 29 degrees, it is the end point of the zodiac calendar. It is the end point of the energetic plane from Aries all the way to Pisces. So it's about surrendering. It's about detoxing. It's about purging. It's about letting things go. And not only will Saturn be retrograde at the next full moon in Capricorn, Neptune will also be retrograde. So that point, Neptune, who wears rose-colored glasses and lives in Delulu land, when he goes retrograde, we rip those rose-colored glasses off. Like you see things clearly. It is like things smack you in the face. People fall off their pedestals. Like everything is exposed. No more dreamy la-la fantasy work. The truth is revealed. And so that's to come. So right now, trust your intuition, be willing to surrender, have faith that everything is working out, and that next full moon in Capricorn is happening at 29 degrees of Capricorn, and Neptune will still be at 29 degrees of Pisces, trining the full moon. So we are going to have to surrender once and for all. So lean into all the messages that we talked about today. Big shifting of energy ahead as we move through Cancer Sun season, right? We're only at day 1 of Cancer Sun season. Halfway in between, on July 5th, we're going to have the new moon in Cancer. That new moon in Cancer is going to be square. The North Node, our destiny, fated things happening, where we're focusing our energy, and the South Node of our past, of our karma. South Node's in Libra, relationships, North Node in Aries, being independent and doing the things that we need to do for ourselves. So between this full moon and next full moon, we're going to have a new moon in Cancer, squaring the nodes, helping us rebalance our priorities with the people in our life and our relationships. Lots to move through the Cancer Sun season. So with all of that, let's talk about some rituals and activities that you could do around the time of this full moon to work through this energy to navigate it better in your relationships. So the first thing I would recommend doing is write your adulting to-do list. What are all the hard things that you've been avoiding? This is going to be very, very important around this time. Making those doctor's appointments, calling someone in your family that you haven't talked to in a while, sending a thank you note for a gift that you received months ago from your birthday. Like, I want you to go through all those things that you should be doing as a mature, responsible adult, whatever that means to you, and start checking them off. Do one of those things. You don't have to do them all. Do one of those things at the time of this full moon, 3 days before, up to 3 days after, to work with this energy, and keep checking off that list between now and the next full moon in Capricorn. You're going to feel so much better. I promise it will soothe your emotions to do those hard things and to get them off the list, which is Cancer Sun season, our emotions, and feeling good. The second activity I would do around the time of this full moon is spend some time with your family or your friends that you consider family. We are in Cancer Sun season. It is a time for being with people that make you feel like home, that bring you safety, security, and comfort, that nourish you in some way. So a great time to spend and connect with the people in your life that feel like home for you. And the third thing that I would do around the time of this full moon in Capricorn to work with this energy is to read a book, listen to a podcast, search here on YouTube for a video on emotional intelligence. We can all learn more about our own emotional intelligence. Sometimes it's about understanding our own emotions. Sometimes it's about understanding the emotions of other people. Sometimes it's how to express our emotions to other people in a healthy way. So I think all of us can do a little bit of work, 10, 15 minutes listening to a podcast video and dive deeper into your own personal emotional intelligence. So here we are, the end of our journey together. Before we dive into our rising sign forecast, let me just say thank you so much again for being a part of our Astro family. If we haven't met personally one-on-one in a reading or in our private Telegram channel, I just want to say thank you for being here. I look forward to connecting with you more personally. Go ahead and drop a comment below. Let me know that you are here. Let me know how you're feeling at this mid-year review check-in as we move into the full moon in Capricorn. Are there any relationships in your life that you are going to focus some energy and attention on in preparation for the second blue moon in Capricorn next month? And if you're interested in booking a one-on-one session, purchasing some of the astrology tea collection, or joining us over on Telegram in our Astro Weather Report channel, you know where to find all that. Links in the description box below. I'd be honored if you subscribed and hung out with the rest of your Astro family here on this channel. So I'm going to send you so much love and light as you navigate this energy. Let's get into the rising sign breakdown. Aries Risings, this full moon in Capricorn is happening in your 10th house. This is really exciting for you because this is your relationship sector. You get two full moons here, two chances to release and let go, to get back on track and then realize what you actually don't prioritize, what you don't want to keep for the long haul. Now, Aries Risings, having Capricorn in your 10th house, you are usually very motivated to succeed, to achieve. You're the type of people that like to be the CEO, that like to be the leader, that's the entrepreneur, that's building status and wealth. You have a high reputation. People know you. You got a title that is respected. And at the time of this full moon, especially this first one, you might have to look at what you feel about your career. Are you still in it? Is your heart still in it? How are the relationships in your professional life? Do they feel fake? Do they need some nurturing? Is there people that you need to reach out to and build a stronger connection with that maybe you haven't invested time or energy in? This full moon in Capricorn may highlight what else you need to do to continue achieving more status and wealth, because that's what you're here to do. But people are key to that. Relationships are key to that. So really tapping in, making sure this is a priority for you at this time, getting back on track. If you want to switch industries or switch careers, this is a great time for you, again, to do the things you know you need to do that may be challenging or uncomfortable, obstacles you have to overcome to get into a new position, to get that promotion, to work with a new company, to start a completely different industry. Get working on that right now. Once we get to that second full moon in Capricorn, that may be the time where you're officially ready to let go of your current position, let go of your company, let go of the industry that you're in. But there's some work that has to be done between then and now, so you're officially ready to go into the next chapter of your life. So Aries Rising, sending you so much love and light. Don't forget the sun is in Cancer during this energy and for the next upcoming 30 days. So focus your sun, your light, your energy on your family, on your home life. Spend some time with your children and your significant other or the people in your life you consider family over. Don't forget to neglect your family. Don't forget, this is not a time to neglect your family or dim your light in that area of your life. This is also a great time for you to look at your property, your real estate, your home, DIY projects. So just don't forget about this part of your life while you're focusing on the career stuff. So good luck, Aries Risings. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Taurus risings, this and the next full moon in Capricorn is happening in your ninth house. So the ninth house deals with our mentors, the people in our life that teach us things, that bring wisdom into our life, that give us knowledge and life experience. These could be aunts and uncles, godparents, a professor if you are in school, people that travel with you, people that just have a lot to share with you, a lot of higher conscious perspective. This could be a full moon where you are needing to get back on track with maybe some learning that you need to do. Maybe there are some things that you need to gain some more experience around. If you are wanting to expand your business, you want to get into a new position at work, if you want to maybe get into a different type of relationship dynamic, maybe there's some things you need to learn, right? If you are single, this would be a big full moon for you to say, hey, where have I not worked on myself to be prepared for the relationship? And maybe at the next full moon, you get rid of your single status. You let go and you release the identity of being single because you now worked on being ready to be in a partnership. In a career aspect, this could be maybe going back to school, getting a certification, getting an internship, learning some things between now and the next full moon that makes you ready to let go of your current position and step into a new position. So big energy here for you, my Taurus risings. Don't forget that right now you have Mars in your first house. And so this is a time really for you to focus on yourself, work on your body, work on your dreams, work on your desires. Mars motivates you and helps you take action in your first house, in who you are. The full moon is going to highlight and illuminate what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what your beliefs are. This would be a great time for you, maybe at the full moon in Capricorn, that highlights some travel opportunities, somewhere you've wanted to go, a bucket list item that you want to check off, and you got to figure out how to get back on track with those visions, with those dreams. And then, like I said, you get another opportunity to let go of things that are blocking you from going to get what you want. So good luck, my Taurus risings. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Gemini risings, this full moon and the next one in the zodiac energy of Capricorn is happening in your 8th house. So we are looking at your relationships that are deep, that are personal. We are looking at your intimacy and your sex life. We are looking at people that you are tied to in a joint financial way. So this is a full moon that may highlight where you're off track with your vulnerability, with your ability to connect with other people, where you're willing to accept help from other people financially or through their resources, where you maybe need to ask for help, where you may need to have these tough emotional conversations around money with a marriage partner, with someone that you owe money to, like a bank or an institution. There could be a lot of emotions coming up right now for financial security with the sun in your 2nd house of your income, your budget, things that you possess, your resources and assets. The sun is highlighting this area of your life for you to look at, for you to focus your energy on. But this full moon with the moon in Capricorn in your 8th house is illuminating what isn't working. Is it a loan that you took on that you can't seem to pay back? Is it your credit cards? Is there a will or inheritance that you need to write up? And that's going to be a very emotionally triggered conversation with the people in your life. Maybe you need to have hard conversations about intimacy or sex or death or something. And it's going to be really hard to go there, but you need to be mature and you need to be responsible and you need to have these conversations with the people in your life in order to get to the next full moon in Capricorn, where you're going to have to let go. You surrender, you let go. You say, you know what, we had this tough conversation. We put it to rest. Things feel much better. I feel successful. I feel like I've achieved something. And now I can move on to the next stage. So I would definitely say pay attention to your marriage partnerships, your business partnerships, people you're tied to in a financial way. Something could come up around this time that you need to address, that you need to be more mature about. And if you're wanting to improve your sex life with your, intimate partners, this might be a good time for having that challenging conversation. So the most intimate and vulnerable connections that you have are getting this double full moon energy. So good luck, my Gemini risings. Don't forget, you've got Jupiter in your 1st house. This is a year of glow up for you. You have this blessing all the way until May of next year. So just keep doing the things you need to do. Stay in your lane, focus on yourself, and allow yourself to go there with people that you need to emotionally go there with. You got this, Gemini Rising. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cancer Risings, the full moon in Capricorn is your relationship full moon of the year, and you get 2 of them. So what does this mean? A full moon in Capricorn happens in your 7th house. The 7th house is our house of relationships, our partnerships, our marriage, our business partners, our people we collaborate with, deep, intimate friendships, people that we form a bond with, a we with. And so a full moon highlights and it illuminates us, allows us to see this area of life that we don't normally see in the dark. And so we are able to assess it and reevaluate it. And you, as a Cancer rising, in your relationships, like long-term partnerships, Capricorn is all about building things over time, having a very traditional marriage, having a marriage or a partnership that benefits your life in some way. You like to be successful in relationships. You hitch your horse to someone's wagon and you ride that off into the sunset forever and ever, and you don't like to let go. And so this full moon is going to illuminate those relationships in your life and help you assess from an emotional perspective with the sun in Cancer in your 1st house of saying, how do I emotionally feel about this person? Do I need to have a tough conversation with them? If I want to stay in partnership with them, maybe there's some things we need to address. Maybe we need to go to relationship therapy. Maybe me and my business partner need to sit down and have that really hard conversation about finances. Maybe me and my best friend, there's some things she's been doing that's been bothering me, and there's an emotional conversation we have to have. And you need to be emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware enough of your own feelings in order to communicate that to the person in your life that you choose to continue to have this long-term partnership with. So this full moon is very much about doing the hard things, being mature, being serious, getting your relationships back on track. And at that 2nd full moon, that blue moon next month, could highlight and illuminate what relationships cannot get back on track, just aren't going to work for you, and you're going to have to surrender and accept and just let them go. Make space for tighter bonds with newer people. And so my Cancer risings, this could be a challenging one for you, but beautiful energy to really look at the relationships in your life. And don't forget, at the new moon in Cancer in 2 weeks, that is happening in your 1st house. That is your new moon of the year to help you set new intentions on what you want, what you desire, and how you want to navigate the next upcoming 12 lunar months. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Leo risings, this full moon and the next one in the zodiac energy of Capricorn is happening in your 6th house. This full moon is going to highlight your house of health, wellness, day-to-day habits, and your work life. So we're looking at relationships in your life that are correlated to your day-to-day. Your personal trainer, your nutritionist, your coworkers, the lady at the coffee shop, the people that you live and work with on a day-to-day basis, and how are these relationships supporting your overall well-being, right? And this is definitely a season where we're looking at long-term habits. We're looking at ways in which that you can be grounded and practical in how you move through your day. And if people are throwing you off emotionally and you're being exposed to them on a day-to-day basis, that is not going to bring wellness or vitality into your life. Let's use the example of coworkers. The 6th house rules our work life, right? So coworkers may be testing you. Maybe they come in and they're always negative and they put you in a bad mood, and now you're emotionally scattered that you can't get your work done. You don't seem like you can be successful and you can achieve things because it's like the people around you are just bitter and nagging. This might be something at this full moon in Capricorn that you have to do the tough thing and have a conversation with them and be like, listen, I'm here to work. I'm here to do these things. And if you can't support me and you want to throw me off track, we need to have this conversation. This can't continue, right? This cannot go on for the long haul. Also, this could be, again, maybe a doctor that you're seeing, a personal trainer, a therapist, someone that is supporting your health and your wellness goals, and maybe it's just not working out. Maybe you are realizing that you've been with them for a long time, they've gotten you this far, but now you're not motivated, you're falling off track, and you need a new energy, a new relationship with a new trainer or a new doctor or new someone that can support you in your health and your wellness. And so you're looking right now, doing the work, making decisions to find new practitioners to guide you in this journey. And at the next full moon, you maybe officially, let go of the trainer, let go of the doctor, let go of that person, and start new on a fresh path in your health and wellness house with a new support system, with new relationships. If you're looking at relationships in your life, like romantic and people that you live with, this could definitely be a time for you to have those conversations about how the people in your life can support you in your health and wellness journey and your overall day-to-day habits and routines, and support you in a way that brings more vitality to you, because you have 2 full moons here to help you get back on track with your health. So I love this energy for you, Leo risings. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Virgo risings, this full moon and the next one is highlighting and illuminating your 5th house. The 5th house, I call it the fun house. So we're looking at romantic relationships, like when you first start dating someone. We're looking at people that you have hobbies with, like people that you go and play sports with, you go to dance classes with. We're looking at your children, and we're also looking at your creative passion projects and people that you do these passion projects with. So this is a full moon that's going to highlight where you're not having fun, where you need to tweak and adjust your emotional health in order to bring more joy and sunshine and radiance into your life. And who are the people that are killing your joy, that are putting out your spark, that are making you dull your energy, dull your shine? Are you dating someone and it's just not going anywhere, right? Capricorn's about the long haul. And when you're dating someone, you're looking to date forever. You're looking to find the person and be with them. And right now, this full moon may highlight people you are in a romantic situation with and questioning, making a tough decision and saying, are we moving forward or not? Are we taking it to the next level or not? If you're single, this might be a time for you to get back out there, to do the things that you need to do to feel good, to get back into the dating pool, right? Capricorn is about being disciplined and being committed. So maybe there's some things you need to do to overcome the obstacle given to you by Saturn to get back on track. And then know that at the second full moon, when we get to that one in the month of July, that could be an opportunity for you to really let go of someone that you're dating that it's just not going to work out. You put your all into it. You don't see it going to the next level. And that full moon will support you in that and actually make it feel good to surrender and to release. Now, if you're dealing with children, Virgo risings, this could definitely be the double full moon energy that is going to highlight and illuminate a change that is occurring with you in relationship to your children. They may be going off to school soon. They may be going, into a situation where you're co-parenting, somewhere you have to release and let go of the attachment or the current energy within the relationship with your children, where you're kind of releasing and surrendering and letting go, letting them fly a little bit. Maybe they are going into pre-K and you're having to release your attachment to them. There is some sort of highlighting and tough decision you're having to make to let your children move on to the next chapter of their life. That could be physically, that could be just emotionally, but definitely a challenge for you. And Virgo risings, definitely want to remind you that if you're not having enough fun, if you need to start a new hobby, if you need to focus more of your energy and attention on this area of your life, this is the perfect full moon to do it. And when you get to the second full moon in Capricorn, there may be something you have to get rid of in your life, let go of once and for all, so that you can have more fun. Very important energy. Don't forget about this area of your life. We usually overlook the 5th house, but if you need more fun, tap into this energy. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Libra risings, this full moon and the next one is happening in your 4th house. So we are looking at your area of life of home and family. And this is an energy of where you have not been disciplined or committed to your family. Have you been working too hard? Have you been focusing on friends? Have you been focusing on yourself? Have you not addressed your mental health? Like, what's going on in your world right now, my Libra risings, where you need to get recommitted to create more structure within your home and within your family, or maybe you need to become more disciplined on making sure every Sunday is dedicated to spending time with your family, or calling your parents, or checking in with your siblings, or reaching out to aunts and uncles. This is going to be the full moon where you have to make those tough decisions and you have to get recommitted to the people in your life that you value, especially your family. Now, that second full moon may highlight in your family units where there's some distress or where there's some hard work that needs to be done to rebuild and repair repair relationships. But right now, you're not going to know that until you reconnect with them or spend more time with them. Now, when we're looking at property, home, and real estate, the full moon in Capricorn can illuminate maybe some projects that you've been neglecting, some renovations that you're needing to do. Maybe, you need to put a new roof on and you need to start hiring, companies and reaching out. Maybe there's some adjustments that need to be made within your property or your home, and you're having to get back on track. You're having to do this. When we get to that second full moon in Capricorn next month, that might be the time where you're actually changing and renovating and the project is coming to completion and you feel successful and you feel like you've achieved something. If you are in real estate and looking to purchase a new home or to sell a home, this could be an energy as well that by the time we get to the second full moon next month, where you officially sell your home, you close on a piece of property, like the chapter is ending of some sort around your home life. So very exciting energy for you, my Libra risings. Also, don't forget that we do have this energy of the sun heating up your 10th house of career. So your career life, your work life is definitely needing some attention, some illumination. There's some vitality. This could be a sun season where maybe you are focusing your energy at work and the full moon is highlighting and illuminating where you've been neglecting your family. So trying to balance that is going to be very important for you. So good luck trying to balance the two, my Libra risings. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast, so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Scorpio risings, this full moon and the next one is highlighting and illuminating your third house. When we deal with the third house, it is the house of communication, of connection, of socializing. So this is a full moon that may illuminate what else you need to learn. Who else do you need to connect with? Who else have you lost touch with? This is a beautiful time to reach out to people, to form deeper connections, to find a mentor, to learn new things, or to become a teacher to other people. When we're looking at relationships, it's like, who have I not been committed to reaching out to? Have you not talked to your siblings in a while? Have you not gone to a networking event in a while and met new people? Have you not spent time and effort and energy in nourishing relationships in your life? So you got to use your voice. You got to speak up. You got to pick up the phone. You got to call. This is a full moon where you need to get back on track with using your voice and connecting with the people around you. It's also a beautiful energy for connecting with your neighbors and the people in your local communities. You never know where that could lead you, especially building success and wealth and status. But when we get to the second full moon in Capricorn, this may be an energy where you have to surrender and let go to maybe a current networking group that you don't align with anymore. Maybe a teacher, maybe you've been in school and you're closing that chapter. Maybe it's also a switch in the way in which you teach others. So that's something that could come up as well during that second full moon. Now, I do want to remind you that we are in the Cancer sun season. And so this is going to highlight and illuminate your 9th house. So this is a beautiful time to travel, to go see family, travel to, be with people that you enjoy, go to places that feel like home. Maybe it's your childhood home where your parents live. Maybe it's a place you used to visit a lot when you were a child. So a beautiful energy, again, just to connect with family, connect with your siblings, connect with people that you can learn from, that feel like a safe space for you. And that is going to allow you during this Cancer sun season to gain wisdom, to gain knowledge, and to just share, just to connect. That's really the energy and the intention of this full moon for you, Scorpio risings. And don't forget, there is going to require some emotional intelligence to do this. So definitely do the third activity I mentioned in today's video. Go listen to a podcast on emotional intelligence, listen to a YouTube video, or read a book on this topic. It's going to be so beneficial. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Sagittarius risings, this full moon and the next one is happening in your second house. This is your money full moon of the year, and you get 2 of them. So what does this mean? Well, full moons are about releasing and letting go, and your second house is about your income, how you make money, your budget, your material possessions, the things that you value. And maybe you've gotten off track with your budgeting. Maybe you've gotten off track with making money. Maybe you are in a sales position and you've just not been motivated. Maybe you feel defeated. Maybe you take clients and you haven't been as busy. This full moon is going to highlight and illuminate where you have not been disciplined in your income sector of life, where you need to get back on track, where you need to make tough decisions, where you need to commit to something again. Now, if we're looking at relationships, look at the relationships in your life that benefit you financially. Have you been neglecting your clients, not sending them appreciation notes, not sending them text message reminders, not giving them a deal or a sale, just not building that connection with people, right? If we're talking about, marriage, partnership, people you live with, maybe your budgets are off. Maybe you haven't had these tough conversations around money, or maybe you want to buy a new car and that's going to require a conversation with the bank. And that's been a really hard emotional conversation for you. And you need to go and have the questions answered around your credit score. Like, this is going to require emotional intelligence around your financial sector, and whatever work you can put into it, or whatever decisions you make at this time, at the second full moon, might be the shift. It might be the change that is necessary to lead to more success in this area of your life. You have Capricorn in the second house. You are the energy, my Sagittarius risings, that are most likely to achieve status and wealth later in life. It's going to take you longer to make more money. And so this could be a full moon in July where something changes, something shifts that brings more status and financial abundance to you because you did the work. So something could change at that full moon. So good luck with this energy. Mind on the money, money on your mind. Go do what you need to do the hard things, supported by Saturn. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Capricorn risings, this full moon and the next full moon is all about you, as Capricorn is your first house. You get 2 full moons this year for you to focus on you. What needs to change? The relationship with yourself. Where are you not loving your body? Where are you not loving your personality? Where is there an identity shift that needs to be birthed? What is being highlighted at this time? How is the world seeing you? Maybe there's some tough decisions you need to make. Maybe you need to focus more on your physical appearance. Maybe you need to take some time to do your hair and do your makeup and get dressed up the way that you like. Maybe you've gotten off track with your physical goals and your physical health, and this full moon is going to illuminate what you need to change and adjust and get back on track with so that you feel good in the way in which you show up in the world, right? The first house is our avatar. It's our identity. It's our way in which the other people around us see us. And so getting back to those tough things, making those tough decisions, building a better relationship with yourself, working on your emotional intelligence, because don't forget the sun is in your 7th house. So really right now, there is a lot of emotional stuff going on with you, with the romantic partners in your life, with your family. You're feeling the feels in your relationships, but don't forget about this full moon that's about you. So for example, maybe in your marriage, there hasn't been a lot of intimacy or a lot of connection, and your partner says it's because you don't take care of yourself anymore. This full moon is highlighting the first house of you. Where have you fallen off track? Where may that be true? And you work on yourself. And when we get to that second full moon in Capricorn, the second one in your first house, you have this break, this shift, this release, this let go, this surrender of an old identity, of an old way that people see you. And now they see you as this beautiful, vibrant, gorgeous soul that you are. They see it on the external and it matches your internal, and you went through these tough conversations and you worked on yourself and you worked on your emotional intelligence. This is I love this energy for you, my Capricorn risings. You have the structure of Saturn. You can be motivated. You can get it done. You can do hard things. Do it at this time. Don't forget the sun, though, in Cancer sun season. Illuminate your light, shed your spotlight, spend some time with the people that you value and you have formed a close connection with. It will help get you through this time. And also, don't forget your ruling planet Saturn is about to go retrograde. So don't forget to come back and watch the video I'm making on Saturn's retrograde. So you got this, my Capricorn risings. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Aquarius risings, this full moon and the next one happening in the zodiac energy of Capricorn is happening in your 12th house. So we are looking at the places and spaces unseen in your life. We're looking at your energetic body, your emotional body, your mental health, your spiritual practices, projects you're working on behind the scenes, and relationships in your life that either support those areas or sabotage those areas. So I want you to be very focused around this full moon in Capricorn. It's going to highlight and illuminate your escapism tendencies, your self-sabotage, your limiting mindset, the stories you're telling yourself, and what relationships in your life is encouraging these negative habits or maybe forcing you to participate in these negative habits. And you got to break this. You got to cut it off. It's not supportive to your long-term goals and your long-term visions. An example, maybe you have friends that peer pressure you every Friday night to come out drinking, and it doesn't serve you. It doesn't make you feel good. And now you're having to acknowledge that something has to shift, something has to adjust. You have to make a tough decision and tell people, no, here's my boundaries. I'm not going to come out. I'm focusing on myself. It's not good for my mental health. If you want to hang out with me, let's go for a walk in the park. Look at the relationships in your life as the sun is in the zodiac energy of Cancer right now. This is your sun season to focus on your overall health, your overall wellness, your day-to-day habits, and the full moon is going to illuminate the sabotage, how you are ruining your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, and what is the relationship you have to yourself? What is the story you're telling yourself that has to break, that isn't conducive to success and long-term wellness for you? When we get to that second full moon next month on July 21st, that could be the breaking point where you officially let go of that habit, you let go of that relationship, you let go of the thing that is sabotaging you. But we got to first identify it. We got to make a decision. We got to start working on it so we can let go of it once and for all. We're also going to have Pluto taking a little break from your 12th house as he moves back into Capricorn in just a couple weeks, but he will be back full time for the next 20 years. So these areas of your life of the 12th house are going to get a massive overhaul in the next chapter of your life. So let's get it right now at the full moon in Capricorn. Let's get rid of that self-sabotage once and for all. And also don't forget your ruling planet Saturn is about to go retrograde. So don't forget to come back and watch the video I'm making on Saturn's retrograde. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video. Pisces Risings, this full moon in Capricorn and the next one is highlighting and illuminating your 11th house. So we are looking at the relationships you have around your friendships, your communities, your social circle, people that help you move towards the future like mentors. And we're going to look with this full moon in Capricorn, what tough decisions need to be made? What adjustments need to be made? Where do you need to be more serious or take more responsibility when it comes to your friendship circles? Are there people in your life that you don't align with, that aren't helping you succeed and achieve and getting to your dreams and getting to your long-term goals and visions? Where are they getting off track? Where are you spending too much time with your friends that you're not focusing on building your own business or spending time with your family or budgeting and saving your money because you're always running around with your friends? Where are you needing to adjust and change this part of your life? And also, who are the people you're hanging out with? Are they good for you? Do we need to have some tough emotional conversations with the people in our life and our friendships? Are there new networking groups that can be very supportive for you? Are there work groups that you need to affiliate with, right? Getting part of a networking group, getting part of an organization, finding people that, you can internship under or apprentice under, that are willing to take you under their wing so you can achieve your next goals. So we're very much looking at this full moon in Capricorn, what decisions need to be made, what adjustments need to be made around our friendships. And by the time we get to that second full moon, I really can see for you, my Pisces risings, of you kind of letting go of the people that don't serve you. Maybe a friendship kind of ends, or maybe something in your life changes and you don't spend as much time with a certain friendship group. Or maybe you get a new job opportunity between now and then, and now you have a whole nother network of people that you spend more time with. So this is really about finding your tribe, aligning with the people that are in alignment with your personal goals and visions, and having these tough conversations if necessary around your friendship group. And don't forget the sun in Cancer. This is your sun season of having some fun. So maybe you need to start a new hobby. Maybe that hobby leads to having new friends because now you started playing pickleball or going to dance classes or doing things that you love to do again. So the sun is really highlighting your fun house. So go have some fun in the next 30 days during Cancer sun season. And that could bring maybe new friendships, new tribes, and new groups of people to you, and you have to let go of the old ones that are no longer in alignment with you. So good luck, Pisces risings. And if you are interested in diving into a mid-year 2024 astro forecast so we can see what the rest of the year has in store for you based on your unique birth chart, I'd be honored to dive in. The link is in the description box below. I'm going to send you so much love and light, and I'll catch you in the next video.